Yo, what's happening? Let's get it started. Salem Transit. What is happening? Big Al in the house. All right. What's up, Greg? Big Houston. PJ. Nevada Truck and Trails. What's going on? Tennessee Trucking. Hello. Daryl. What's up? Jose. All right. Shannon Thomas Trucking. T21. What's up? All from Flint, Michigan. Do not drink the water. Max Force motors. Nothing wrong with them. As long as you get the newer ones with the Cummins DEF system on them and all that good stuff. Normatic Brit. What's happening? First from Cokeville, Wyoming. What's up, Big Mac? Big Mac in the house. If you want to join in, click on the link. We'll let you in. Maybe. We don't want to hurt feelings. I don't get some of these YouTubers. I just don't get it. But that's all right. Good evening. Unfortunately, having dinner in a restaurant and can't listen. Well, just turn it off. So anyway, business knowledge. It's still, today, with all of the software we have and information that's out there, there's still owner-operators running around that have no money in the bank, no lines of credit, no credit cards in case something happens. You should always have at least a credit card with nothing on it, just for business. Only for business. And they don't know their numbers. Snowlord, you got hammered on last night. Just kidding. Look, with all the technology, there's no reason why you shouldn't know what your numbers are. Period. CDN Freight Broker, what's up? Hey, I got your email, Rob. I read over it. I'm getting old. I have to read it again. But if I remember, I think you were talking about C.H. Robinson. Or no, Schneider. Sorry. Schneider's loss so far, if anybody didn't read the article, I think Freight Waves had it out, that an IC wasn't there very long. I think it was the 7th District Court, if I remember right. Said he was an employee. By the structure. Said he was an employee. What could that change the game? See, here's the problem. You know, you got AB5 and all these things going on, and people want to classify employees, independent contractors, and so forth. If you're buying your truck from the carrier and they control what you're doing, then yes, technically you are an employee. Just like if you rent the truck and they dispatch you, or you got to get their permission if you can haul the load, you're an employee. You are not a contractor. And we didn't need AB5 to pass to know this. The IRS already had rules in place, but nobody followed them. And nobody enforced them. We didn't need California to pass this to screw up the rest of the country and all that. All we needed to happen is the IRS to enforce the rule. That's it. But they didn't. That's right, Canadian Freight Broker. Most people do not want to invest the time to learn. They just want to get in there, turn the key, drive the truck. As long as they get some money in the bank, they think they're profitable. They think they're doing good. They don't know nothing about the numbers. They don't know what they can run for. And if you go over on Facebook, go over to Rate Per Mile Master page. Read some of that rhetoric. Some of it's good informational stuff, but you'd be surprised out of all of the questions and the answers some of these carriers, owner operators, and so forth are saying. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stuart, what's going on? Let's be blunt. Some of them can't even put money away to pay a tax bill. Isn't that a core principle of being American? Yes. Look, should we have the IRS and all these people saying, hey, you can't go drive for that owner operator and be a 1099 driver because he's paying for everything? Well, why can't you? See, they want to pass these laws to protect the stupid. That's what they're doing. They think everybody's stupid, so they want to pass this law to protect the galactic ideology, short for idiots. What's up, Snorlord?
So I want to explain something. I talked to a driver today, and he's being paid by his company. I asked him, so are you making X amount percent? And he goes, yeah, I think so. Is that percent before or after fuel? I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, that's the level of how many people do their homework.
I hope people don't get mad because, I said idiot and things like that. But if you go drive for somebody and you're going to get paid 1099, you should know you have to take out your own taxes. And when it comes tax time and you have a huge bill because you didn't save none of the money, you should be crying to anybody else, going out there, putting YouTube videos out. You should stand up like a man or a woman and say, hey, I signed it. It's my fault. I should actually read the law and know what I have to do. Wouldn't you agree with that, Steve?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the thing. And there's no predatory leases. When you go to like Schneider, Swift, JB, and all them, or the ones that have lease purchase programs, nobody makes you sign that document. When is it going to be time when people have to stand up and be responsible for their own actions?
Well, I mean, that's the world we live in today, Mr. Light.
Well,
right? It's everybody else's
thing.
fault.
I'm going to say something. I don't care if people get mad. So if you don't want to hear this, Steve, mute me or something.
La 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 la. No.
Look, if you're in business, make sure you have enough money in case your truck breaks, because no one owes you anything. Period. It's you and your business. That's it. And here's the problem we have, Steve. A lot of these YouTubers go out there and they do these help you out campaigns. And then they do it so often, other people think that you should just do it, that they're entitled to it. I don't know.
Yeah, on Facebook, it seemed like a couple of years ago, there was a lot of people starting a GoFundMe. We had one of our friends, his wife would put up random GoFundMes because she was behind on her bills. There was no hardship. There was nothing happened. It's just, I got behind on my bills. I'm like, really? That constitutes a GoFundMe?
Yes, PJ, you can. Snorlord will tell you the answer to this. He says, so does that mean I can sue the wife at home because she tells me what to do, so that would make me an employee?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, good luck with that. I mean,
yeah.
happy wife, happy life, all that jazz.
Yeah, good luck with that. Uh, oh, I went out and bought a toy, but I'm not going to show it.
Yeah, don't
But
show it.
don't show it. It's a pistol, though.
Pistola.
Yeah, I'm going to carry it. CCW Pistola. It's got 32 rounds. CCW 32.
You ready for Riot World 2.0? Because you know it's coming.
Yeah, the zombies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish trucking wasn't like Mario Kart, just click the rates as you pass the mushrooms. Schneider always catch up late. That's always been an issue, and it's so easy to pick on them. It's crazy.
I don't know. I've always thought the Schneider would be kind of ahead of the law game. They figured out the California stuff before it happened. I thought it was interesting that they lost that lawsuit, because I remember when I was at orientation at Snyder, they were really working real hard on the words and making sure that everybody knew that we weren't. They even started calling us owner operators. Remember that? You're not
Right.
contractors. You're owner, which I truly was, because my truck was from an outside, but. I always thought that SFI and Schneider were two separate entities. I guess not separate enough that the courts found something. I'd be curious of why the courts decided. I mean, what element was it that they decided that IC was an employee?
I guess when I read the article, and, of course, they said that they did a load, or that no one forced you to do nothing over there, but he had to take a load, and he lost money on it. Right, he didn't get a paycheck. Basically, they're saying you have a closed load board. You can't get a load from anybody else. Like the DAT board or other brokers. Basically, that's it.
Well, like Shannon's deal, she can actually get on the open load boards. I wonder if Schneider's got to do the same thing.
Well, they might. They might have to. They might have to revise what they're doing. I don't know. We'll see in the courts, right? But the problem you have is this. I believe, isn't SFI a subsidiary? Are they a subsidiary of the main corporation, or are they all separate?
Oh, you tell me. You were there longer than me. I was just a flunky for a couple of years.
Yeah, see, I don't know. They all sit in the same building, so would that be a problem?
Huh? The building?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, literally, you can, like we met our BOA in Charlotte, Bill and I, and then we could literally walk to the cubicle next to him and talk to his SFI rep.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. But it goes to the fact that if you're buying the truck from the entity and they control basically what freight you can haul, I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's probably it. Well, we got somebody coming in here. Greg, what's up, Greg?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
No, we cannot.
Yes. Don't listen to him.
What's up, Greg?
Hey, nice to see my two business consultants here live on YouTube.
Hey,
there you go.
Let me ask you something, Greg.
Yes.
What do you think, out of all the dispatch services out there, who do you think's the best?
Uh-oh, we're going to overload Snorlard. Listen, the term dispatch service, let's just get that out of the way, okay? It is not a dispatch service. It's a load planner and business consulting service.
That's what
You
we
know,
are.
we all
Correct.
we all sit here and watch YouTube, right? We do it for two reasons. Either we love the drama, or we're trying to get information, right? There's a lot of guys that are subscribed to both your two channels that are already established business owners. They've got their plan. They're executing the plan. They got direct freight. They're home every weekend. They're home every night, whatever. But they still listen. They're trying to get, that little nugget, When I first started listening to you, Jeff, remember we talked personally, and I was getting ready. I was working at Crowd Camp in Wisconsin. I was getting ready to go into business for myself. And I remember I said, so how much money do I need before I get rolling here? Do you remember what you told me, Jeff?
I'm trying to remember, but it was a substantial amount of money.
$30,000.
30,000. Yeah.
And that's cash on hand and a line of credit, a business
Correct.
line of credit before even thinking about it. So as a company driver, I put my, nose to the grindstone and did what had to be done. I took your advice. You guys, and I'm putting both you and Stoller together on this, that's what you do. We're not in it for the drama. What you guys are doing is you're giving advice, and people can either take it or not. But it really amazes me as I've been watching, lurking on these channels, that you ask questions, you guys give advice, right? And then it's ignored. I mean, this whole thing with the dispatch service is a perfect example of that, right?
Right, we're not a dispatch service, right, Greg? We're not a dispatch service, just like you say. We're consultants.
Yeah, and you know what? When Snorlord takes you on as a client, he asks you some damn personal questions, don't you, Steve?
Yep.
Because you're not going to get that from a dispatch service that, one, is overseas. Because all they're doing is looking for loads.
Ukraine or Lithuania, wherever the hell they're from.
Right.
No. And another thing that those of us that subscribe to Steve, we all know this, he actually cares. I mean,
and not only that, Greg, he knows.
Cares.
Well, we've been out here a long time, so we know when we see a customer, we know if you can go there early. We know if the docks are good in that. These other places don't, because why? They never been out in the field.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve with self-dispatch, and I've already been through that with two different companies. Well, three, actually. I've been through it with Landstar, I've been through it with Schneider, and I've been through it with the spot market. And, yeah, I mean, I appreciate the kind words, Greg. There was a little bit of YouTube drama that I got involved in yesterday because with someone that didn't take any advice that I gave them, and it ended up costing them their business. So I mean, it's not that I'm the be all end all, but there's a few basic things that that make sense, and people like it. I don't know if you saw this earlier, Greg, but I literally talked to a driver today who's being paid $10.99 as a company guy, and he goes, "Well, I'm getting X% of the load." And I said, "Well, how much is that before or after fuel?" He goes, "I don't know."
Yeah.
"Well, how much are you getting paid?" "I don't know." And he's been in this truck for 3 weeks.
Yep. See,
nobody reads their contracts. How many times have we seen YouTubers, talk good about a company, and then when it comes time to read the contract, they're like, "Oh, I didn't read the contract." So,
yep. Rig Runner Logistics is a force multiplier. That's what it is. It's a force multiplier. We're out here driving. Those of us that are out here as single owner ops, we're out here driving. The new world, which you have explained, both you two have. The new world now is email, 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 email. You're trying to tell me that you can keep up to date while you're driving down the road. I mean, it's not a question of can I book my own loads? Of course I can. The question is that what can I get? Not only do I get the best rate, but also on top of that, I get somebody, I'm not alone out here. I get somebody who gives a shit, who I can talk to when the shit hits the fan. And in this business, sometimes the shit hits the fan. You got to be able, it's great to be able to have someone just to bounce ideas off of that has your best interest at heart. Because, like I said, it's not all roses out here. Things can get a little shaky sometimes.
Right. Well, can we talk about your part, Greg?
Absolutely.
All right. So Greg came over light trucking after he followed the advice, built up the money, bought the truck. But we had another driver before that, Greg, that did the same thing you did. He bought a truck with a tanker fifth wheel on it.
Yeah, that's what I did. See, I got my old. I started wearing my Schneider shirt here. That's how I earned the money to be on my own.
He called. I got a great deal on a Schneider truck. I said, "What is it?" I says, "You can't use that. You got to change the fifth wheel, man. It's too high."
Yep.
So Greg came over. We started dispatching them from day one. Correct?
Yep, Steve. Absolutely. Yep.
And how many years has that been now? 2? Going on 3?
Yep. It's been a year with you and Steve Starr, and now with Snorlord. As soon as Snorlord started, I was his first client, right, Steve?
Yeah, you were on your own.
Yep.
And that created even more challenges because now we're filling out carrier packets and learning that part of the business and you had your limitations, but here's what makes you successful, Greg, is that you've got an anytime, anywhere, truck just needs to profit ethic. There are times when you told me, hey, I need to be at this place at this time, and you understand that you take a hit, but you are, that's a lot of the success. What you don't know, you have people like Jeff and I to help you find out. And what you do know is that if you put your nose to the grind, you get stuff done, and I think your numbers reflect that. And also, if you're not successful, I'm not successful. Jeff's not successful. So I mean that's how it works. And
how it works.
And right now I'm looking at my list. I've got a pretty long list of contractors now, Jeff. I don't think you realize how many people I have now.
Hopefully we'll get you some more.
Well, I know how many you have.
Well, Paul was...
And we're going to get you 20 more, just so we can see you sweat.
Yep. Here's the thing.
Jeff,
Paul called me this afternoon.
20 more. That's exactly the number I was thinking of.
20. Steve, 20. 20. Say it, Greg. 20.
Paul called me this afternoon.
20.
And within probably an hour, I had him a load that did exactly what he needed it to do.
Here, Greg. We'll run it for him. Here. We'll run it. Here. We'll put it in the hair. We'll put it in
Snarler, really in trouble now.
Yeah, Greg's going to...
phone number coming. Phone number
storage. Disconnect the batteries on your truck, Steve. Yep.
Yeah. You got flat spots, I do have to say.
Probably.
Yep. Listen, it's a stress-free situation. Again, people that are listening, a lot of people that hear the use dispatch service, right? And they say, that's the whole reason why I got my own authority. I don't want to have to deal with the dispatcher. I get that. When you see dispatch service, you get a little, but that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is the next level. You're watching the YouTube videos. You're separating the wheat from the chaff, right? The good information from the bullshit, right? And then, okay, what's the next level? If you're going to take, what people are trying to teach you on YouTube, take it to the next level. Yeah, it's 5%, and we'll argue that all day long. And you're not going to be able to convince anyone. I mean, people are like, in this market, I can't afford it. Trust me. The one thing that you don't have enough of is time out here. Time. Forget about the 5%. Think about how much time you're saving if you're just driving.
See, Greg, you get it.
Sitting on the
You
side
get
of the
it.
road for 2 days trying to find a $3 a mile load out of Denver. Give it up. Don't worry about it. Have Steve worry about it.
You get it.
Your
And the
job is to get
dean,
to Denver in one piece.
And
That's
the
your
dean
job.
will say, time. You're right. You hit it right on the nose. Time's money.
Time. Yeah, time is money. And
Well,
that's
I,
what
I
and,
think
and
it's a
that's
lot
what
of
what Rig Runner Logistics does is it frees up your time to concentrate on running your business successfully and having a force multiplier out there to help you get the best rates. And I'm convinced that I'm getting better rates than if I was trying to book these loads on my own. And again,
And,
it takes a little bit of an ego hit, but the fact is that Steve has a personality that's different from mine. He does not get, he is able to talk to brokers and keep everything calm. With me, I would just get pissed off. Oh, that's all I got in it. I don't want to hear that. Okay. I'm driving down the road in Chicago. I'm going down the gauntlet there on my way to Gary, Indiana. Do you think I want to hear a broker lie to me? Well, I don't want to hear, I hate being lied to. So, I don't deal with that anymore. I know my limitations as a business owner. And to me, Steve does a better job with brokers than I ever could possibly do. And
and
that's
not
just the way
only
it is.
that, Greg, here's another thing that you can say. When you go home, see, if you're at Schneider or have your own authority and you're looking for loads, when you go home and you're taking the weekend off at home with the family, they're always doing this, looking for
Well,
loads.
yep, you're married to the truck.
You're married to the truck. Greg goes
Yep,
home. Steve, I need a load on Tuesday. That's it. He can
that's
go
it.
about, do whatever he wants. Doesn't worry about nothing.
When I work, I work. When I'm off work, I take time off. That's it. The truck is parked in a secure location and I don't worry about it. I take a vacation, from the business. Yeah, otherwise you're always looking for your next load in your home. Your main your attention is elsewhere instead of where it should be, which is with your loved ones. Otherwise, why are we doing this? We're out here to try to support the people we care about. If you're just sitting at home worried about the business, trust me, I have enough work to do with the paperwork. I don't want to have to deal with brokers on top of that. Absolutely.
yeah, and like when you were on your cruise, you don't have signal. You're not looking at a low board. You paid like all this money for a cruise. The last thing you want to do is think about work, and so you said, "Hey, Steve, I'm going to be back on this day, ready to roll," and boom, we had you loaded. You know.
Yep. Yep. And now with our new adventure with flatbedding, we get to do it all over again. We're all going to be learning on that one. All
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
of us.
You talk to
Right.
Sandman, flatbed.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the dean at? We're looking at a chair and a Coca-Cola
I,
can.
Dean, what are you doing?
You must have had a bathroom break. But but that's the thing that Greg talks about. If someone can get you more money on the loads and might be able to secure the load just from not getting mad or hot-headed, you're way ahead. Because if it's $1,000 load and they get $200 or $300 more dollars, that's way more than 5%.
Amen.
That's an extra 20% on the load.
Yep.
It's a
Well,
win-win.
I
Well,
mean, the thing
and with
is, there's less aggravation for the driver. I mean, I'm dealing with the aggravation. You should see my phone log. It's filled today because it's been a struggle today. There was one broker that only wanted to pay me $1.20 a mile, and I was like, hey, thank you, have a nice day. Um, it's like Monday. I did the live feed on Monday on my channel. I ended it at 8 o'clock. At 8:05, I had 2 trucks booked because of the relationships I had. It was literally that quick. I called the broker. I said, I've got 2 empty trucks. What do you need? And boom, boom, boom. Those were both booked. Reefer, I'm struggling a little bit because, I'm learning, but, that's the other thing. I've got a network of friends. I've got a network of experience, so, and Greg can put the numbers on the glass if he wants, so that's it. So Cascade, how you doing, man? I haven't been ignoring you. It's just been super busy. This is the list of drivers I've got. I've got like
Well,
a lot there.
you're a big time dispatcher now. You spend all day on the phone. You don't sit all day sitting behind the wheel steering the 80,000 pounds down the lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stays busy.
Yeah, now I know partially how Jeff feels because
Yeah, you got about one fifth. You know, one of these days we'll just put it all on you and see what happens.
yeah, good luck.
You might
with
not
that.
have a beard left. You'll look just like Greg. Look, Snowlord. If I let you take over the whole thing for a week, you're gonna look just like Greg. See?
Nice.
No
tight,
hair
tight and
anywhere.
Clean, tight and clean.
Yes, tight and clean. And you might even have a Louis Vuitton shower bag.
Like the yuppie trucker.
Jose says Florida loads are going really fast at $1.30 a mile, and I'm wondering why. You know why? Because there's 1,000 loads going in and only 100 coming out on both reefer and van. That's why they're flying off the shelf at $1.30.
Why? So. I think Big Al comes out of there for more than that. I'd have to look at his rate cons, but
yeah, Al's got a system, but I mean, the matter is that load ratios are off in Florida, so they can get away with charging only $1.30, which fairly covers fuel. So
Yeah, but it protects your $3 load that you got going in.
Yeah, my philosophy is try not to put a driver in a situation where that's necessary. So you minimize. Stay within a 50-mile radius of Denver if you're going to go to Denver. Stay within a 50-mile radius of, don't go any more south than Orlando or Tampa, and be prepared for that hit out, And then I've also made contacts in these dead areas. I've got a contact in Denver. I got a contact in Florida. I got a contact in Georgia. And, and then having all those tools, like the 123 load board, it shows all the different hot markets and everything else. And other boards too, that, I'd stay on top of that game. When you're driving 600, 700, 600, 650 miles a day, you don't have time to do that. So.
Anthony knows what's going to happen next to Snorlord.
Here, let me put that up there. Pretty soon Snorlord will be at the local Starbucks, sipping on a Frappuccino with his laptop, booking loads, and drinking out of a sissy stick.
Yep.
Like the
he'll probably have a rainbow coffee drop too.
What's up, Jerry? Alaska Trucker. How come you never click on the button, Jerry? Just ask.
There's a name for Starbucks coffee. It's called Liberal Cootie Juice.
It's called Snorbucks.
Snorbucks.
But, if people want to come over here, they can come over. We got one trailer available. First one that applies gets it. We do have 2 or 3 people that say they're coming over, but you know how that goes. If you have your own tractor and trailer, you're at Landstar. We got more Landstar guys over here, so if you want to switch, come on. Got a meeting with the insurance folks next week. That ought to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Yuppie.
What's happening, Dean?
I forgot I was even on, man.
He's in slow motion. There he goes again. Dean.
I want to give Dean some credit, right? Okay. I know Dean doesn't like me, but I want to give him some credit. So, about a couple of years ago, him and Aaron called me, said, "Hey, we know that you rely a lot on the click and goes, and here's some negotiating tactics." Because that's what Dean did for another company. And you know what? Those tips have helped me to this day. So, Dean, I want to thank you for that advice you gave me a couple of years ago.
No problem. You helped me out too, Steve. I was just telling Rich today, I said, when I first started, I had you, I had Aaron, I had Jeff, but Jeff was Jeff was a great help, and obviously you were too. The first few weeks when I started out, I was deer in headlights. So yeah, here we are. I'm still alive and kicking, right, Jeff?
That's correct. And Greg stole your line, Dean. He said the reason we want to be with Snowlord and us on the, it's really not a dispatch service, it's a consulting service. And he said because it frees up your time.
Right.
Yep, it's
time is everything.
business consulting.
Right.
He has the perfect tagline.
Now
He's got the Dean Zingers. Go ahead, Greg. Tell him what it is.
The business consulting and load planning service and time management. We'll add that one too. What do you think, Steve? You can add time management to the situation where when you're out here rolling, your time is maximized.
And no, Dean.
It's that. A lot of times, so communication is key. So I'll call a driver and say, hey, it looks like you're going to be empty at 4:00 this afternoon, and you're going to have about 8 hours left. Do you want to roll tonight, or you want to roll in the morning? And they'll tell me accordingly. And sometimes we're at the mercy of the load board, what's available. That's what I've been experienced with the reefer. But then, like today, I was thrown on something at the last minute. Did some quick math on the clock and found something that worked because it was first come first serve on something, and we made it work. So yeah, if you're new to, we have one driver that's new to the OTR. He's been driving a long time, but load planning and OTR is a challenge. That's where I can come in because it's nothing humbles a person more than self-dispatch. They'll make you go, wow, okay, this isn't as easy as I thought. And so, it's I do what I can. I try. If the driver's not successful, I'm not successful. So what do you got there in your hand there, Jay?
CDN. I'm putting these up on the wall this weekend. It's another set of foam panels. I have one set, this another set, and I'm going to buy 2 more sets with my own money. See, these were donated by CDN. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, Rob's a good dude, man. He is. He wants to see everybody succeed too.
And that's the commonality that we have with the YouTube community is that we look at people that are doing it out here. And those are the guys that we follow. We all know that it, entertainment purposes as well, and there's a lot of false information, but for the most part, you get, you find out what other people are doing, what's working for them. Again, not everybody needs.
Oh, we lost Greg.
Look at that, Dean.
You gotta love it, right? That's it, man.
Where'd I get this? Where'd I get this from?
Man, a bird dropped it in, man.
Now, I'll tell you, let me tell a story. Dean got this for me. But not only did that come in the package, see that, Snowlord? It says, CEO Lake Trucking, the professor and godfather of trucking. That's what Dean put on that, right? But not only that, he sends this one. He sends this one. Says, Mrs. Like, the CEO's boss, company treasurer, and ultimate decision maker. What a suck up.
He's smart. Look. Dean's smart. I've hung out with you and your wife. I know what's up.
Hey, you know what? Let me boot you off this live feed. Where's that expert?
Jeff, we've all spent enough time with you to know that when you say the boss is calling, we know who you're referring to.
Yeah, and I hang up. I hang up.
Right. You hang up and you're gone. You're taking care of the boss.
Well,
Crap.
next year, sometime next year, we will be in a different space, and the garage, the shop will be done, and the firing range will be done. So I might get Snowlord up here next summer. I might.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hey, I need to play with that fancy toy you just got.
That's right. Look, I'll fly him
Well,
in here so he doesn't have to drive the truck. 'Cause the truck doesn't know anything but Missouri.
Fly?
Well-
I'd rather drive the truck. Make a couple of bucks.
Okay. Yeah, like that's going to happen.
Jeff, you should be able to show your new airsoft toy.
Airsoft.
Like
No, it's a
you should
pistol.
be able to show.
Look.
Okay, your airsoft pistol. You should be able to show
It's a
us
pistol.
your airsoft pistol because it's an airsoft. It's just a toy.
It's a
Look at that.
CCW.
Sandman's trying to get your channel canceled. Can you believe that?
It's a concealed carry pistol. That's what it is. The
Did he
Dean's
show you
seen it.
pictures,
The Dean's seen
Dean,
it. It's a
Dean,
pistol, right?
Dean,
It is.
Dean, what are you doing right now? You look like you're sitting in like a waiting room or something. Your truck broke down?
Are you at the dealer?
I am.
Are you buying a truck? What are you doing?
I am.
The Dean is buying a brand new truck. Unbelievable.
I am.
Let me guess.
You just bought a brand new truck 2.5 years ago. You don't even got it paid off yet. What are you doing?
I bet you it's got to do something with diesel. Hey, Dean, don't tell him that the stacks were bent.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. we drove it in the garage.
Well, look, Dean. So is it not? Are you not? So are you not making a business decision and not an emotional decision?
I am.
Right,
But it
because
is- but- yeah.
look, Dean had a W900, beautiful truck, awesome truck, nice truck to drive, pull in, everybody looks at it, but he got that out of his system. Now he's making the business decision.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's bittersweet. I'm. I've done good in that truck, but I have no complaints. I mean, you guys. I mean, pretty much everybody on here knows somewhat of my numbers, right? So it's not that I couldn't afford it. It's that it just doesn't make much sense anymore. I like to be home, and so the fuel savings will contribute to that. So and look, the more this is why I think it's good to lease on to a company when you first start, because you are going to be a deer in headlights, and you need time to learn the business. And so if you're able to work for a company like Jeff, better yet, go to Light Truck and work. But look, you will get a lot of stuff that you won't get anywhere else. Look, I still make mistakes to this day. Made a lot of mistakes the last couple of years, but I've been fortunate, and so knock on wood, we're just going to start a new chapter and move on. But it'll be interesting to look at the numbers from I guess a modern era truck versus the old style truck, even though it was it's 2020, but it'll be interesting. So we'll see what shakes out with the fuel and go from there.
Well,
But
Dean, I had a long nose truck with all the chrome, and I drove that for a while, a couple years. Then I got rid of it and got the more fuel efficient truck. Same thing. I got it out of my system.
Yeah, that's it. I've been doing a lot more like local stuff and a lot more regional stuff with different people and a lot of drop and hook stuff. And honestly, the truck I currently have is too much.
Well, here's the main factor. You buy the truck for the job, right? So you're getting a different truck with a lot better wheelbase, a lot tighter turning radius. Therefore, you're not going to have to be running over curbs, saying, having a hard time getting into a place because the other truck will just swing right in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I really enjoy. I mean, that's what I started. Back in the '90s, driving long nose trucks. So, I started in a cab over, and then I went to long nose. But so it's bittersweet. I'll miss it. I love the long nose, and I think they're great trucks. But you're right, Jeff. Unless you're running logs or something like that, or out here in the West Coast doing. Or anywhere, but you're right. The application has to fit. So
everybody's asking the $1 million question, Dean. If you want to answer
it. Now we'll hold off until until tomorrow. The next one, the next live feed. How's that? Is that good? You want me to tell them?
Yeah. No, it's good. You can hold off. Keep people guessing. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. He lives in Missouri, and the truck might be green.
Oh my gosh!
No.
I got a question for the chat. Does anybody
right, Jerry,
know? Does anybody know or drive? Maybe there's a company driver out there in the chat that drives a next gen 680. Does anybody know what the average fuel economy is?
I have access to the information with one of the carriers I dispatch for. I can get that info for you.
Yes, Oos Mecca, he did find out. Dean is getting an electric truck.
He is. He's buying a Prius.
Hey, listen, I'm buying a little because I can have a hair dryer in there and get my hair right.
He's buying a Tesla.
I told him earlier, Jeff, I said, he is a Biden lover. He's doing exactly what Biden wants him to do.
That's true. He's doing it. He's buying an 8 battery truck.
He is.
He is. He's an 8 battery truck guy.
Yeah, I'm going from one.
What's
I
up,
told my
old
wife
trucker?
we covered the top of our trailer with solar panels, and we ran a portable air conditioning in the truck. I'd never have to idle.
So, Jeff, put up hot seat comment so Dean can see it.
Yeah, I can't see any comments. Fully
The
what?
8.7?
8.7 fully loaded.
8.7, yep.
That's the same numbers that I've heard.
8.7.
I was going to say
Looks like there's a
7.8.
raise.
10 miles per
Just
gallon
yes,
easy
off my
under the
head.
best conditions.
10 miles to the gallon under the best conditions. So running the Midwest with light loads, you're going to get 10.
I'd say just say 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about out west? What about in the hills?
Dean's already counting the money. Dean's counting the money already. Look at his brain. His Excel spreadsheets are just zooming.
I'm kind of disappointed with my Freightliner. It don't get shit for fuel mileage. Excuse my language, but I'm disappointed. I used to get what I'm getting with my. What's
You
that?
run a lot of the west. You run a lot of the west, don't you?
Yeah, but between Boise and Salt Lake, there is no hills. None to speak of,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, it's still like but so what do you get out of your Freightliner?
Hey, look. So
Uh,
I'll tell him.
high
I'll tell him.
sixes, low
They already
sevens.
figured.
And we
Yeah,
only do
that's about right.
63 mile an hour.
That's about right. So hot seats never goes under 8.
That's what he says.
Hey, Steve, what do you get with your 680?
I'm lucky to get 7, but it's an 8-year-old truck. So, but like I said, I dispatch 2 brand new 680s, and hot seats numbers are about they're at. So everybody puts down Packard, but they do have some great fuel efficiency.
Yes, they do.
But I know that
And they're
my
getting
IFTA
better. They're
reports are
actually getting
usually
better with their
between
service as well, from what I
my
hear.
IFTA reports are between 6.5 and 7.2.
Yeah, I'm lucky to get that. We have to try real hard to get that with the Freightliner. We got 7.31 coming back from Salt Lake today, and we had 43,000 in the box.
Dean, I think Normatic Brit's after you. He says,
I know.
I bet his truck is going to have a Starbucks wrap. No, it's going to have a green tea frappuccino dispenser inside of it.
How about
Absolutely.
a Brill cream wrap?
Man, I didn't. I didn't realize how green this shirt was, man. Holy mackerel! This thing's greener than green, man.
Yeah, you look minty.
Man. Woo.
That is a good golf shirt, Dean.
My wife just said Dean
Yeah.
looks like he used a dippity doo.
What?
You better watch
Yeah,
out.
my wife just said that he looks like he used a dippity doo.
You better watch out. Dean's going to come knock on your door. Next thing you know, you'll have 20 insurance policies.
Yeah.
Shannon wants to know what your Freightliner cool trucking.
13.
My Kenworth T680 does 8.6. I get 2 days off, 1 tank loaded. So
Yeah. So does any? Well, I'll just tell them, Jeff. So it's a T680. That's why I'm getting a new T680. But does anybody the next gen? It's a 2023. But does anybody get or have like a newer Kenworth? Because I'm just curious if you run out in the West. Just curious what the fuel mileage would be. I can't see the comments.
Hey, Jeff, I got to take this
So
call.
hot
I'll be
seat.
back.
So hot seats running in the truck you're talking about, Dean, is because that was the specific question he answered, right? So, and he said 10 under best conditions, 8.5 under the worst. He says always better than 8.
Okay.
and Russell has a 2018. He's getting 8.6, and trucking with T-Bone's getting 9 to 10, running Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois on the flat ground.
That's dang good.
All right.
Yeah. So where you run, Dean, Missouri, Iowa, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, you're going to get 9 plus.
Yep.
All right.
You're going to pick up 4 miles of the gallon. Pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I've ran a bunch of numbers, so we'll see. I mean, on paper, it's but practical applications usually different, so it'll be interesting to see how it all works out. But yeah, look, I got my computer right here. I'm getting ready to do some more work.
Right, but cool
Let's see,
trucking.
Well,
If
yeah,
he
he's
can
got
pick
it.
up
See,
3 miles of the
What's
gallon,
that?
that's huge.
Yeah, it is. The thing is, the way we're running now, we put 50 gallons of fuel in, and go all the way down to Salt Lake and 50 gallons coming back. So our whole loop is, 100 gallons. So we're not using a lot of fuel. Of
Real
course, we're
good.
only doing 1,600 miles a week. 2 loops is 800 miles for a loop, and we're doing 2 of them a week, grossing about 4,700. It's, but we're home every other day and most weekends off.
So Dean, some quick math, right? 10,000 miles,
Yeah.
8.2 miles to the gallon, $5
Yeah.
a gallon,
Right.
$6,000 bill. That's at least a $2,000 savings on your numbers,
Right.
if not more.
Maybe.
Shoot, maybe I'll trade in the Freightliner.
Stewart's at 10 miles per gallon consistently. St. Louis to Atlanta, 45K in the box.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's pretty darn good, especially going over Mount Eagle and all that stuff.
Right. Unless he goes down now. Well, yeah. Right. I don't run south too much. I used to, but I don't run it.
Clyde says, Dean, fuel savings will pay the truck note. That's true.
That's right.
It
Right.
will.
Yeah.
But you're probably getting a pretty darn good trade in with your old truck, aren't you?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I can't complain. It's yeah. I mean, things kind of worked out. So and we're all right.
Oser says, he says, I dropped to 6.8 from 7.8 thanks to 11 new tires. Probably going to cross 1 million on Cummins tomorrow with no rebuild. Fingers crossed. You'll be all right. That Cummins will last.
And that's why I didn't want to put new drives on, because with the old tires, you get a lot better fuel mileage. And I tried to stretch them as far as I could, but finally had to do something.
Well, yeah, I lost at least 0.5 when I put new drives on. At least 0.5 until they got broke in. And then once they were broke in, my mileage came back.
I considered buying steers put all the way around instead of getting lug tires.
Yeah, I like to run the
That's an
Northwest.
interesting comment.
What's that?
There was an interesting comment from Hot Seat. He said the 680 prefers 62 to 65 versus 55. And my truck is that way. It gets its best mileage over a little over 60.
Because that's the
62
way
to
they geared
65
it
is where
and
it's the
set it
sweet
up.
spot. Yep.
Yeah, we get the best at 63. That's where we get the best with ours.
Because if you have an automatic, they geared it like Volvo did. 1,100 RPMs, between 1,100 and 1,200 at 65 miles an hour.
Yep.
Heck, when I first started driving, you never heard of running the RPMs they run now. Back then, it was, 1,800 to 2,100 you ran, Getting down to 1,300 RPMs with these newer trucks, I always feel like I'm lugging it when I'm down that low, but I guess not.
Well, it's the torque management in the ECU that puts it in its sweet spot there.
Well, yeah. What's the sweet spot at 70? Is there one at 70? At 70?
70, you'll be running about 1,300. 1,250
Yeah.
to 1,300.
Yep. I'm
I
about
still
1,250,
get-
1,275.
Right. It'd be between
Well, I
1,250
still
and 1,300.
Will I
They are,
still
what,
see an increase?
1,500?
No.
What, Dean?
Am I going to see a fuel increase? Or still see an increase in fuel mileage if I do 70?
Yes. You'll see at least 2 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can't.
Now,
listen, I
Dean's
can't-
next
I don't-
question. Hey, if I do 80, will I still see a fuel increase?
Look, 73 is like what I like to cruise right around, 60. What would you say, Sam, man? Like 68, 73 is about what I do, right? Pretty
You
much.
you do six you do 68. You do like 68 to 70 at the most, unless you're on a tight run, and then you're running that thing right at 73, 74 the whole day.
Right. Right. I'm really not a speed guy, but I can't go 65 all day. I can't do it, man. Just can't be done.
Thank God I don't have to. Diane's the one that has to do that. Run 63, 65 all day.
That's okay.
No, I can't do it.
That's right. She does a
Cool,
good
you're
job
just
at it.
sitting back there. She does a good job at it while you're sitting back there in the sleeper looking for the next load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back there
Eating,
watching YouTube and
eating chips,
Facebook.
eating potato
Yep.
chips, drinking a soda.
Yeah. My Gatorade.
Your Gatorade. The Dean's probably got Coca-Cola.
Well, so I have a Coke. I got some water though. I've been drinking water. Let's see, how does it work here?
He's got them both. He's got a Coke. You got a caffeine-free Coke?
No, just a regular one. Just regular.
I like Coke Zero. I drink quite a bit of that.
Yeah, I drink one or two Cokes a day. I got off the green tea. I don't know. It started making me sick. I started feeling terrible, and
Mess with your stomach.
so I started
I
drinking.
used to drink green tea.
I love green tea, but I can't drink it anymore. I can still drink Starbucks green tea, Frappuccino. So, hey, I can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, life's a sacrifice.
for some reason, Starbucks green tea is different than all the other green teas.
Yeah, right. I don't know what it is. I love that green tea Frappuccino, man. Whew. Yeah, Coke.
Don't forget your sissy
Coke is good.
stick. Don't forget your
Yeah, I
sissy
know.
stick.
Man, I'm really struggling though about this truck. I'm really pretty depressed. But
Well, you're giving up your W900, so we understand your depression.
Yeah.
But Nomadic Brit wants to know what's the warranty.
So I got an extended warranty. I got extended base and 5-year, 500,000 as well. So I guess both of them kind of go hand in hand there, or work together. So like you get 1 year base, but then you can pay for it to get it, extended. So I paid the increase. So I get the extended base throughout the life, or, the 500,000, because it just covers more items, and then there's some other stuff that is on there as well. So it's actually a little better warranty than what I currently have. And knock on wood, I'm telling you, that was a good truck. It's a good truck. It did go on the hook though when what was it, Jeff? About my second month, it went on the hook. Or no, first month.
Yeah, went on the hook.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, let you guys have it. I'm going to just kick back and listen to y'all. Appreciate you letting me in.
All right.
Nice night.
Now it's
then
just the three of us.
The ride of the truck. So, look, I don't know. I love the look of the W9. We'll see. The modern era truck's a little different. Like they have one out here. I went and sat in one, and man, when you're sitting in there, I mean, man, you can see the future. It's like a big fishbowl. That windshield is huge.
Well, yeah, you're not blindsided like you're on a W900.
Man, Stevie Wonder can see through that glass. I guarantee it.
Well, it's nice to hear that you're stepping up to a modern vehicle. I mean, you're driving that 1968 technology must have been kind of brutal. I mean, those things were, cars back in those days were boats, man. Now they drive like nice and feel good.
Well, hey, listen, Jeff, you don't mind real quick if I you guys were talking, I think you were talking numbers or something. I had to step up. Hey, but real quick, guys, listen. there is a lot of people that may say, don't take your home expenses out of your numbers, either, daily, monthly, how, listen, if you have to include your home expenses when you're building your business plan, it is extremely crucial that you do that. If you do not take your home expenses into account, I don't care if you work by the hour, I don't care if you're a truck driver, it doesn't matter. If your occupation does not support your lifestyle, what good is it? What good is what you're doing to supposedly support your family? It doesn't do
Well,
you any good.
then it's not profitable because if you can't support the family, the business goes.
Right.
You
Right.
have to include that in there.
You have to.
And if you
Because
don't,
look at the end of the day,
look,
right.
if you don't include it in there, all you're doing is cheating yourself. That's all you're doing.
Right.
Because you can say,
Well,
my business is profitable. Yeah, but if you can't pay your house payment, car payments, and anything else, then it's not profitable enough.
Because look at when most people go get a job, right? So, and there's a difference between a job and a career. So most guys, I think, that are out here in the trucking industry, and I don't know if it's most, but I would say a large portion of them, right? Guys or gals, right? So, hey, appreciate that. Thank you. So, uh, I think they look at trucking like a career, right? And so, um, even if you have a job, your job still has to support, you know, what you have to pay for. Otherwise, why go to that job? And you're just exchanging hours for dollars. I mean, I don't know, Jeff. You and I talk a lot about paycheck mentality, that type of thing. Look, you have to include everything. If not, then you will be exchanging hours in the truck for dollars, and that's not going to work. I mean, you're not. Look, you won't be happy. You're not going to make any money, but more importantly, you won't be able to save any money because you should always still pay yourself first, right?
Right? What's up,
well, I
saying
think
that?
so. I think you need to fund the company first because it's what makes you money, right? But you still have to include your house expenses because if you don't, then you don't know how much you are really, because you have to be able to save. I talked about this on Steve's channel a couple weeks ago. You have to be able to save because at some point, this 680 that I'm driving is going to have 1,000,000 miles on it. And I'm going to either have to put an engine in it or replace it. It's going to start, like, at some point, it's going to start to cost a lot of money to keep it running, right? So you have to be able to set reserves aside for that. Now, you might not be able to do that in every month or every year, right? Like we're kind of faced with some challenges right now. This night might not be the year. But if everybody had ran as hard as they're running this year, last year, they would have reserves and they wouldn't and they'd be able to keep an even keel.
Let, let me ask you a question, Twitch. Yes, you can sign that truck on as long as you can hook an ELD into it and it passes inspection. We have no year requirement as long as you can put an ELD in it. There's a good one, Canadian Freight Broker. Depending on your lifestyle, you may need to adjust if your goal is to get into a business. If you have high personal debt or high monthly cost, can your niche of trucking support you? Great statement.
Yep.
Exactly.
But see, that's why you have to include your home expenses. Yes, you could look at all your truck expenses and see what the trucking company is doing and say, okay, yeah, I profited this week. But if you don't include your home budget in there, then how do you know what you can haul for to support both? You have to support both. Because if you don't support the home expenses, you're going out of business. And if you're married, you're probably getting a divorce.
Well, you're certainly going to have a lot of
So it
marital
is.
problems if you're not able to support the house. because she's not going to put up with it,
Right, but
right?
if you don't know that number, Rich, right? If you don't know that number, and you say, and you're basing your runs on your trucking business, and if you're just doing that, you're not making enough to support the house.
Right. That's only
Right,
half the
because
story.
it's only exactly, Dean. It's only half the story. So let's just use some round numbers. Let's say, okay, $2 a mile leaves me 50 cents profit, right? Well, that's only after taxes. That's only like a $40,000 a year salary. Can you live on that? And you're obviously not able to set money aside, right? I mean, these aren't real numbers. I'm just throwing out some random round numbers to kind of give a principle, right? So if you think you can make 50 cents a mile on $2 a mile, well, that's after taxes. That's a $40,000 a year salary. Now you've got zero in reserves for your company, so you can't run for that. If you don't include the house expenses, you don't know what you need, and so you're going to look at the load board differently. If you think, oh, I only need $210 a mile because that'll give me a $60,000 a year salary, right? Well, still gives you no reserves, and so you're going to look at the load board differently. You're going to go different places because your needs are different.
Yeah, but I think that's so. Look, I think a vast majority of people, maybe they just don't understand. I don't know, but and I don't think the brokers I don't think a lot of the brokers out there understand either, because I mean, let's face it, if the brokers really knew what it took to run a carrier, right? All of us have a carrier, whether it's one truck or multiple, but because if I'm a broker, then I want to sell my service. One, I don't want to be, for lack of a better word, I'll just say cheap, right? So I don't want to be cheap if I'm a broker, because I need enough. I need enough of the pie left to offer the carrier. I've always said I think brokers miss the boat, because if you're a broker in sales, the number one thing in sales to obtain are referrals, right? So if I can if I can obtain a lot of referrals, then I don't have to work the phones, and then my business will pretty much just run by itself, right? As long as I go out and see the people. But trucking should be the same way. But the problem is we speak to a lot of agents. They're not really brokers, and so I don't think that they understand the big picture, because they're young kids also. But I think if so look, it's just a mess, right? But I just don't think people understand what their numbers are, because when you look at the load board and you see what people are running these loads for, I just shake my head like, do you understand what you just did? Like I don't know. I don't get it, right? I don't understand it.
Well, Cool Trucking puts in there, your
That's
house
my
expenses comes out of your salary, not your salary and house expenses. It's just worded different, because you're going to base your salary on your house expenses.
Right.
right.
So what does it matter? You're adding it all up.
Right.
And if you're a sole proprietor, you don't pay yourself a salary.
Right.
You
Exactly.
take all the deductions. It doesn't matter if you have $4,000 a month in bills, $48,000 a year, and you show an income of 10 grand. That makes no difference.
No,
Makes no difference.
that's a misnomer. So, you might have, $50,000 in expenses for your house, right? But you might only pay taxes on 10 of it because of the way
Right.
everything falls down with from the business down to the personal on your Schedule K if you're doing an LLC or sole proprietor, right? When it falls down onto the personal income, those write-offs come down too.
Right. So if you're not taking a salary and you're a sole proprietor and you're taking your Schedule C, that profit or loss slides over to your 1040, and that's your income. Doesn't matter what your bills are. Doesn't matter if it shows you made less than all your bills you pay out, because if you ever get audited, the IRS agent's going to look at it. He's going to take your depreciation out of there. Let's say it's 30,000. Let's say you showed making 30 grand. Now it's 60 grand. He's going to take your meals on the road out of there. If it's 10 grand, now you're at 70. That's your real income, but you're not going to get
Right.
taxed on that. You're getting taxed on the 30.
Right. Right. But you have to know what those costs are so that you understand your daily cost of operation.
Bingo. Because if you don't know that, how are you going to be profitable, or when do you know if you're profitable?
Right. You won't know.
Right.
You won't know. So there's all kinds of ways to look at it, right? You can look at it as a salary, or you can lump it all in there and say, hey, this is what I need to make on a daily wage, daily profit, to pay for the business and the home, which is your salary, right? The whole thing. If you know that number, you won't go out of
And
business.
everybody gets caught up in, well, not everybody. A lot of people get caught up in rate per mile, right? But rate per mile doesn't tell the whole story, because like Dean just got a load that was super tight. He had to run 660 miles, 670 miles, 690 miles, 3 days in a row in order to get there on time, right? That load paid the same as the load that's scheduled for 4.5 days, but he did it in 3. So when you find those loads, that could still be an incredibly profitable load on a rate per day basis, where it might not be if it's scheduled for that 4.5 days. So you
Yeah,
have to, like,
and look
there's,
at. Well, I think, Rich. I think, look. So if somebody's looking, they say, well, it's only a buck 80 a mile, $1.90 a mile, 205 a mile, and people say, well, I can't run for that. Well, maybe you can, because when does it pick and when does it drop, right? And what's the total all-in number? If the all-in number, let's just say, is $900, I mean, most of us could probably do that, right? Depending on the situation. And sometimes, look, something's better than nothing. The longer you sit, the bigger the hole you dig yourself into. Because if all you're focused on is rate per mile, what you're not making $10 per mile in 3 days after you've waited for that $3 a mile, because that $3 a mile is no longer $3 a mile 3 days later. Now you need 9 because you're in the hole. You just sat 3 days. Right, Jeff?
That's right. They sit, and if they're doing rate per mile, oh, I got my rate. Well, no, you sat 3 days. Now your rate's not $2.50; it's $6 or $5.
Right.
But they don't get it.
No. Well, who's
no,
ordering?
they don't.
I need some food, man. I need some.
Who's ordering Dean some pizza or Jimmy John's or something?
I'm starving.
Give us your
I was
location,
coming.
Dean. We'll
Look,
send something.
I forgot my phone up here. I forgot I had this on, and I was thinking to myself, well, heck, I'm going to go in here, order some food, have it delivered. Man, I'm starving. But I'm in the middle of kind of nowhere, so I don't know what's out there, to be honest with you. I should look at my other phone and see if there's anything around here, but yeah, that's all we got going on. Tired.
There's a lot of programs you can use, Twitch, for that. I would just use a trucking software program to do that. But you got other ones. You got QuickBooks that can do the receipts. Keep track of those. But if you want to do it all for the trucking company, pick any of the programs out there. Trucking Office is a good one just for that.
Yeah.
What's your guys' opinion? Software that you can use for receipts.
I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot. You'd have to Google it. I'm not sure. You could even use Cam Scanner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's neat receipts. There's all kinds of them.
Yeah.
So what's he using? What's his wife using for software?
Yeah, Twitch. What's your wife using for software, or is she, or are you using it for your business or what?
Because like if she's using QuickBooks, there's some good programs out there that auto populate into QuickBooks.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you could just use QuickBooks and then take it, and it'll send it right there. Just get the mobile app for QuickBooks, and then you can just take a picture. Bam, it's done.
Well, not only that, if you do QuickBooks and it's linked to your business account, you
Yeah,
don't need the receipt because whenever you buy something with that card, that's your digital receipt.
yeah. So the only thing you would
Right.
need receipts for is cash expenses.
Right. But you could upload those into QuickBooks. And if you want to use Ray White's program, Fogline Trucking Pro, that's a good one too. It's a Windows-based thing, so you have to have it on your computer. Personally, I like stuff that's cloud-based because that way you can do anything by your phone.
Yeah, because if she's using QuickBooks for the business, then there's an app called Dext that will auto populate it into the software for you. It actually reads the receipt. It takes a picture of it, and then the AI in it reads the receipt and auto populates it up. You still got to reconcile it because it'll make mistakes, but it reduces the work.
Right. Cloud-based, uh, I've used two of them. One's Trucking Office and one's Axis. If single truck, either of them works fine. It just depends on your preference of which one you want to do. That's what I use. There's a bunch of them out there. Just you can Google. But I also piggyback it all to QuickBooks because I just print the one part out with QuickBooks because it's linked to all the accounts, and taxes are done in a minute. Business and personal.
Be right back.
Yeah, and like in Twitch, like Jason said, Cam Scanner is just a PDF creator. You take a picture of your receipt and you can save it into a file, and then you can just send that file via email because it's PDF, so it'll shrink it down to be a small enough deal where you can put, if you got a week's worth of receipts that you're just sending at one time, you can just put them all in one file, send the whole file, and it'll crunch it down to a PDF so it doesn't eat up all the memory.
Right. Correct.
So did we lose the dean?
We did lose the dean, I think.
He went walking off. I think he had to go take care of business or something, huh?
Oh, you think so?
No, he had to go to the restroom or something.
Oh.
But or he's raiding a vending machine. He said he was hungry. He's probably raiding a vending machine looking for a rainbow lollipop.
He probably is. Canadian Hambone, what's up? Dean, why are you buying a new truck currently? Because saves money. Canadian Freight Broker says, if using an accounting software, QuickBooks Sage, set up your ledger to match your tax form. This saves your hours of tax time if you buy two items with different tax categories and do two separate purchases. Exactly.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's what I do.
Yep. Yep, that's what I do too. Everything goes into the exact same categories that I use on my tax form. And then it just then you just like, well, if you have a disk version of QuickBooks, you can auto populate it over into um what's the name of that, TurboTax, right? If you're using the online version, you can just print your P&L and you can just copy and paste the categories over onto your tax form.
Right. That's what I do for the corporate taxes. Right. I print all that out, and all I do is transfer it over to the right boxes because I name them exactly according to those boxes. And then same thing with the personal.
Yeah, it just simplifies everything when you keep all those books routinely throughout the year. Tax time is actually pretty easy. It's when you walk into your accountant with a shoebox full of receipts, they just cringe.
Well,
and charge a triple.
But here's the thing: if you're using all those programs, why use the accountant when they have the program that figures everything out and alerts you if something's not right?
No, exactly, Jeff. I mean,
saying.
No, I agree.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired. I just use Cam Scanner for record of receipt. Make a different file for each month. Then at the end of the year, make a folder for the year. But it'll probably go to QuickBooks at the end of the year. Yeah, so what I do is every month, I'll sync all my stuff to QuickBooks. Then I'll go through and whatever's not categorized, I'll categorize it. And then next time it syncs, it puts all those in the right spot if it notices a transaction again from that business.
Right. If it sees a similar or same transaction, you still gotta reconcile, but it gets less and less with the more data you put in.
Right. So like if you have, truck payments going in and things like that, once it sees it once and it sees it again, it'll ask if you want to make the rule for that. And if you say yes, every single month now that goes in the same category. You don't have to do it again.
Right. Simplifies the process.
Dean's going to be eating out of the vending machines. Poor guy. Why don't you order a DoorDash? Get you a DoorDash.
Hey, listen, you guys are gonna die laughing here, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll order some food. I don't know how to work this phone. I don't know, bro. I mean, listen, I need some help, bro. I'm hurting, man. I don't have anything on this phone. I use the iPhone because it's so simple, man. Like I mean, this phone here, I just use it for the load board, man. That's it.
Look, man, you have the most advanced phone in your hand, and you can't use it.
I don't. I'm not good with Android. I haven't used it. I got my Mac here. I mean,
Where you at, Dean? You want a Jimmy John's? Where you at?
No, man. Don't do that. No, I'm good. I just, I'll find.
Don't ever
it.
say I didn't do something for you.
No, man, we're good. But
where you at, man? You want a Jimmy Pickle?
Hey, I've gotten that all week, haven't I, Rich? Woo!
Yeah.
Where are you at? Where you at, man? What's the address there?
I'm in. I don't know the address, Jeff, but no, I'm good, man. Don't worry, I'm good. I'm just giving you.
I could have it there in 10 minutes.
Oh no.
What's your address there?
I don't. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. We're gonna find something.
2402.
Oh, stop.
Jeff, 2402. North
Stop.
Commercial Avenue.
Man, I'm good. You guys don't have to do it. I'm good, man. Thank you, but I'm good. I
Pasco,
appreciate
Pasco.
Yeah.
it. You guys are crazy, man. I am good, man. Just giving you a hard time.
Inside driver's room. Let's see what this says. There's
Yeah,
no
there's nothing
stores
in there.
there.
There's nothing around here, man.
There's no stores
Whew.
there. Let me look on the map. Let me look on the map. See
There's
what's
nothing.
around here. Let me see what we got.
They're supposed to be done here. Maybe like another hour. What do you think, Rich? Another hour?
Yeah, another hour. How long we been on here?
Dude, you
Probably
ain't
an hour
got
or so.
nothing around there.
Oh man, bad.
That place is deserted.
Oh, I need. Oh man, I can't wait till I get back. All week it's been. I've been out in the middle of just nowhere. Nothing.
Dude, you need civilization.
I do. Hey, listen. I told Rich the other day. I said, man, I need a Starbucks so bad. I'm fiending. Right. I need a Starbucks bad, man. Yeah. It's been a while. It's been like a week. Tomorrow will be a week. It's rough. It's rough, man.
Unbelievable.
So what's going on, man? Someone, who? Anybody got anything good? What's good, Rich? Tell us something
Man,
good, man. He ain't got
I don't know,
nothing.
man.
Jeff, you got?
I ain't got nothing, man. Dude, I've been trying to stay up. I can tell you this, I've been trying to stay up north to stay out of the heat, man. I went to Texas and LA, man, and I about died.
The heat's bad. Hey, listen, my neighbor called me earlier, and they were like, "Listen, the winter." They read the Farmer's Almanac. They said it's going to be a bad winter around here, so y'all get ready. It's going to be a bad winter.
Well, I'm about done. I'm about to get off here.
Yeah.
Go watch some TV.
All right.
And
I ain't got nothing going on. Hey, listen, y'all have fun in civilization. Dean's out here in the middle of nowhere. Listen, I'm in sandstone country. Paul Bunyan.
he is,
Paul
man.
Bunyan country.
I'm looking for restaurants, and there's not a
There ain't
whole.
nothing.
Well, no, you got some.
All right, for Z subs,
You got an Angel's Cafe right down the street from you. You can walk there,
Okay,
Dean.
Well, yeah, I think I've been there years ago. Hey, you know what? So I was pulling in here, and it's been, I don't know, probably, we'll say 3-4 years since I've been in, like I've driven through here, but I've never like been here, right? In a few years. And they got a new Love's going in up here. So if you're listening and you're in Pasco, it's almost built. Building's up. They got the fuel signs and everything. So just keep that in mind. New Love's getting ready to go up here in Pasco. Yeah, but I remember years ago. I mean, a long time ago, right? Like, long time ago. And I mean, everything around here is getting built up and nice, and it's a lot different than it used to be. So yeah, not so bad.
We got to get him some pizza or something.
No, I'm good, man.
There's
I don't want any pizza. I want a
DoorDash.
burger.
DoorDash has got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some DoorDash when we hang up. I need a burger and some fries, man. I really like a baked potato and a steak, but I'll just settle for a burger and fries.
You can get that. I mean, you're right by a bunch of. Man, there's all kinds of places.
Well, I don't have a truck right now because both of the trucks are we're doing our deals. So yeah, the wheels I got are my. Is that any good?
Does that have 4.5 stars, dude?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll walk up there.
No, you can't. They're closed.
Yeah. Story of my life.
You can go
Nobody
to the
wants
flea
to work
market.
anymore, man. Nah, we'll do DoorDash or something. We're good.
Well, you better hurry up.
They got
It's only 6.
they got you can do a DoorDash from Red Robin. You can do Applebee's.
Oh, he's just right down the
Okay.
street from the Flying J. There's a Pilot. There's a Subway, Burger King. What else is around here?
I can't do Burger King.
There's a
I might
McGill's
do.
restaurant.
Yeah, I might DoorDash that Red Robin. Heck yeah.
You can get a steak from Applebee's, DoorDashed.
Yep, you can.
I could, yeah, I could, but we're good. I'll just get a burger, man.
Oh, here you go. Outback Steakhouse.
There you go.
It.
Outback Steakhouse, DoorDash.
Super Taco
Hey,
Taco Truck.
32-minute
listen,
delivery time.
Well, I don't want to bore everybody, so listen, there's some trucking info. The 22nd of August, that whole week, brake inspection week. So I have it in my calendar. I was telling Rich earlier. But everybody just beware, 22nd of August, they got another brake inspection. So make sure your brakes are good so the popo leaves you alone.
The Popo. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Jeff. Hey, should I tell him should I tell him? But the name of the new low board.
Oh,
ahead.
yeah.
What is
Yeah.
All right. What does everybody think, Jeff? We need a new low board. You know what the name of it's going to be?
What's that?
The duct tape low board. For those that want to run cheap and want to haul for those that are cheap and want to haul for cheap. Duct tape low board.
It's called the Duck and Tape.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I put that on CDL Life today. Man, my phone was going crazy. You know, like. I put that, yeah. But that's true, you know. Hey, listen, I hadn't been inspected. Jeff, you remember, I haven't never been inspected. I started driving in the 90s, 95, 96. Never, ever, ever, ever inspected. Last year in September, got my first inspection ever. I have been inspected 4 times. I just got inspected the other day again. And I just had my stick.
What happened? Did we lose Dean?
Uh-oh. We
I
might
got
have lost
Sandman.
Dean.
Yeah.
So
his phone overheated.
So 4 inspections in 2 years.
He just doesn't go by the scales.
Well, Jeff, you said you wanted to get out of here. We'll
we're
call
outta
this
here.
a night.
All right.
You have a
Thanks
good night.
for coming in.
Night. Yep. Good night, chat.
All right. We'll see everybody later. Thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up when you leave. Interact with the video. All that good stuff. We'll see y'all later.